Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. Oh, folks, it's like a modified COVID set. Down Home with Tina set is kind of down here now, and I'm so very excited because I feel more at home. And I've got Corey Schoonover with me. He's the executive director from the Fairfield Area Humane Society. Corey, does it make you feel at home now that you're in your chair and
well,
you
I
can
like
just
these chairs. Yeah, I always like sitting in these chairs.
Cozy
then I don't want to get
and
up.
soft, and you can take a nap in it if you wanted to. Grab a blanket and cuddle, and not with me. I'm not cuddling with Corey. No,
no one cuddles these days anymore.
No.
It's a perfect excuse at home, to be honest. No. I may have been exposed today, so.
Corey. But then you yell for your little fur baby, and your fur baby comes and cuddles,
No, I
right?
tell them they got to stay away from me, too.
That's who you're talking about. You're not even talking about Natalie. You're talking about your fur baby.
Yeah, I can't say that to my wife. I'd be sleeping out on the porch. Well, I'd be sleeping in this chair. You come in next week, and this is gone, and you know Corey is sleeping on his porch.
With the chair.
Yeah.
Which it is so cool that you said that, because I do have something fun that I've been working on, and it is called Front Porch Sittin, and that's going to be a little later in the show, and I'm excited to share all that with everybody. But Corey, did you just know to lead into that? Thanks, man.
No, but that is the connection that we have, so, and I'm pretty certain our episode of that would be classic. Instant classic. It would air on ESPN and everything.
We need to get a picture of my chair on Corey's front porch with Corey taking a nap. That would be iconic. So Corey, what has been going on? How are things and what's taking place these days at the Humane Society? You still getting the animals adopted out pretty quickly?
Yeah, I don't even, it's a blur. I don't know where to start. It's amazing.
Awesome.
But it's nonstop. I mean, we are setting, aside from July, I think, and we did 103 adoptions in July, but every other month has been a record for our existence. I mean, it's been crazy.
Do you think it's because more people are at home and they're able to train their new family member?
I think it's a little bit of that, and at the same time, I give ourselves a little bit of credit because we've been ramping up in that direction for years, and we always, we'll have staff meetings every few months, and about every 6 months we have to stop and say, this is the new normal. Busy, it's not just it's been busy, it's the new normal. So I think it's probably a combination, but this is a new level that we all are getting used to. And then you just kind of add it in with everything else that's going on, and it's like really, I'm asleep by like 4:30 on Friday afternoons because it's been such a long week,
Right.
So.
Well, I know that it's been a couple of weeks, or about a week and a half since Halloween, and there was trunk or treat. You do still try to get out and about when you can in the public.
Yeah.
Because I am gonna show a picture. When you photobombed.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corey didn't dress up that day. But,
no, I think it's important for us to make our appearances. I mean, I think at this point everybody knows where we are and what we're about, but you still talk to people and you're still educating them on so many of the other things that we do besides adoption. So getting out there and being a part of the community. I mean, we're supported by the community, so I feel it's important that we're out there, showing our appreciation, or at least giving opportunity for puppy kisses and stuff like that.
What do you think is the number one misconception folks have about Fairfield Area Humane Society still today? Because you've been at it as long as I have been in media, some form of media, radio or TV, 10 years now. Congratulations, happy anniversary.
Yeah,
I know it's kind of passed a little bit, but right?
10 years, it's flown by.
I know.
I think the misconception, maybe not a misconception, but just that lack of knowing all the different things we do. Like I was helping someone the other day, they were dropping off their dogs for boarding, and when someone else was coming in the door, she thought, oh, are you surrendering that dog? I'd love to have that dog. And we're like, no, they're here for boarding. Oh, you offer that? And you still hear people, like we completed an office expansion in April, and people are still just kind of coming in, and they're looking around like, yeah, you needed the space, and like we need the space because of all the other things that we're doing. So.
And what are you doing next, Corey? And I say this like this
because you
Corey,
know.
I know there's something in that mind of yours.
We're
working on something.
We are actually working. Hopefully, this month we'll start. We're going to do 2 expansions at once. So we're adding a puppy wing. It's non-public puppy wing, but it's more of an isolation wing specifically for puppies. They're most susceptible to disease, or we get some in from, we transfer so many in from southern Ohio, and we like to isolate them, make sure they're healthy. And then we're going to add on to the vet clinic, add more hours, more exam rooms, and then we're expanding grooming too, because I have 2 groomers that work so hard, but they're booked months in advance. So we're going to be adding more grooming services too.
Corey, how are you continuing to do this? All these different things, and to continue to bring in animals to have adopted out.
Dedication and caffeine.
And
it's a fine balance. Again, the support's great, but we have a phenomenal staff, and they really have. We were just recently nominated and awarded the 2020 Nonprofit of the Year through the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
And I think that award is fantastic, and it's justification for the staff and everything that they do, and the community support, because without our community helping us as a nonprofit, we wouldn't be able to do all of those things. But I also like to point out that I think it helps when people are seeing, yeah, I'm donating to them, and I'm seeing that donation at work, not just adopting animals, but all of those other things that we continue to add.
Yeah, congratulations on that. It was very, very well deserved. And as a matter of fact, I was telling my daughter just prior to it being announced, actually I think it was the day that it was announced, I said, I just don't talk to Corey very often anymore. I wonder how he's doing. I used to talk to him every week because we did a different show. Yeah. Every week, sometimes it was twice a week, and I go, now I barely talk to him once a month. And then I saw that and I go, now I know where I am on the list. He doesn't even call me. He doesn't even tell me anything. And I did. I was like, thanks. And you're like, I was lucky to keep it a secret myself, Tina.
Yeah. I had a hard time. And I will tell you, just to kind of throw in there about like who's on the call list. And I try and get back to everyone, but my wife said,
I wasn't even on the call list.
I get home like 2 hours late one day a couple weeks ago, and my wife's like, hey, can I have 5 minutes? I'm like, oh, yes, what's up? So I think, you're busy with all kinds of stuff, and it's like, and I don't forget anyone on purpose. So, but you're right. Hanging out with you once a week, and now maybe once a month, is not quite the same.
No, I don't know what's happening and what's going on. So I am really honestly glad that you take the time from your busy schedule to still find it to be here with me.
And I can still photobomb you from time to time.
That's exactly right. Your contact information, Corey, and your hours and your location, please.
Check us out at fairhumane.org. It can usually answer most questions, but we're open Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 11 to 7, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, 11 to 3. Give us a call, 740-687-0627.
And if you ever see Corey on his front porch with my chair, make him get up and give me my chair back. I'm just kidding. Leave him alone. Let him rest. Thank you so much, Corey. Until we have him next time. Folks, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. It's Down Home with Tina.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I'm really excited because I've got a gal that I haven't had her on for, oh goodness, well, the show not yet, because things happened last year and she just wasn't able to be here. And of course, this year, she is going to be with me via Skype because she is not able to go out and about. COVID-19 and this pandemic, it is what it is. And so Shannon Carter, you are my first guest. She is with the OSU Extension. She is the educator, but family and consumer sciences, right, Shannon?
Very good. Yes, thank you, Tina.
Goodness, how are you doing? What's been happening in your world with what's going on right now?
Well, like everyone else, we have moved everything virtually as much as possible. And on a dime, the entirety of OSU Extension and the Ohio State University, within a few days' time, moved everything to virtual. So we've been coping with all of that. And I myself currently am quarantined due to a COVID exposure. I'm still fine, but I'm at home. So when Tina asked if I could do today's show, I said, can we do it virtually? And so thank you to Tina and Josh at Interface for helping to make that happen.
I'm really glad that we can make it happen because as I missed you last year, you had something else going on and it was like a bummer. You have so much information that I love to hear about myself, and of course, most importantly, share with those in the community because it's about the holidays and this year being something completely different. You've got a whole lot to share with us that I think, again, is very, very important for folks to know because this is tough times when trying to get together. Because like you just said, when somebody's has been exposed to somebody else that maybe had it or was exposed to somebody, you're going to take those precautionary measures to stay in and not go out. And it could call for a very, very different holiday season. Shannon, what do you have to share with us today about this holiday break, we call it?
Sure. There are so many things that could be different about this year with the COVID keeping a lot of us separated. Mm-hmm. There, in fact, was a recent survey that said that 6 out of 10 Americans only felt comfortable attending a virtual party. So something virtually for the rest of 2020. So we want to encourage our viewers to take heart that all is not lost. We still have ways that we can celebrate and find ways to connect with our loved ones, even if we cannot be physically present in the same room with them.
Right, and me being somebody who, even when you're in the same room, it's so hard when you do try to get together to not hug somebody. So it's almost just may as well, since you got to keep that distance, because I'm that touchy-feely person, to just do it virtually because it is safer. Is there any specific age it's safe for? I think it's everybody, because I know before it was the elderly, but it's the middle age as well as the young.
Right, yeah, they're learning a lot more about the virus all the time, but it's really best for everyone to follow the same safety precautions because even if we are not experiencing symptoms, we could be carrying it to others.
Correct. Shannon, what are some of the things that you have to share with folks that can help get through the holiday in this time?
Sure. Well, I want to encourage folks to not give up. Don't throw in the towel and say we're not going to do anything. Because celebrations are so important. It's a time to focus on family, friendships, and traditions. It helps to set a positive example for our children, how we can make our own fun, enjoy maybe the simple pleasures that we can find right now, and it creates memories. And so, we've been taking a lot of pictures during different things and different times during the last 6 or 7 months because we said this is historic. We're going to say we lived through a pandemic. And so how can we make those holidays, still special? And I think one of the best ways is to start with what's important. What matters to your family when it comes to celebrating, whether it's, Thanksgiving or Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever your family enjoys celebrating. So what is most meaningful to you about how you celebrate it and what brings you joy? So there's different things for different families. Sometimes it might be celebrating a spiritual basis or the origin of a holiday. So maybe can you dive a little bit deeper into what that was like, maybe for the first Thanksgiving, or take that meaning maybe to another level? A lot of times at Thanksgiving, we focus on gratitude and being thankful. And research has shown time and again how important gratitude is to our mental health. Mm-hmm. So taking time every day this month to be thankful and grateful for what we do have and focusing on what we can do is so important for our own mental health, for those of our children and our extended family as well. So another thing that might be kind of fun is to see how other countries or cultures celebrate, this season of harvest as well. Might be kind of fun. For others, the holidays, it's so important to connect with others and with their loved ones. So even if we can't be face to face, are there ways we can connect with them from afar? Maybe a phone call or a card, social media, some sort of online video call like we're doing now. I've heard of many that celebrated Easter with their family members at a computer on Zoom on their table. It's like that's where they would be sitting. So, certainly, is it ideal? No. Is it better than nothing? You betcha. So ways that we can be creative and think of, those different ways to connect and still find that true meaning that brings us joy.
I just thought of something that could be really, really fun. You just said, and folks can do Zoom, and there's so many things we can do with our phones, and about everybody has a phone anymore. And if you can't get together, you can still set up your table and put that place that so-and-so is sitting, tape their picture on it. So when you're sitting there and you're doing Zoom, you can be talking to them and looking, I know Zooms, you're looking at them, but as if they're there. I don't know. That was just something I just thought of that would be fun. Shannon, what do you think about, for instance, my mom makes her dressing is just awesome. So is it safe for if I say, Mom, can you drop off your dressing to me the night before? And then I can have that still at my dinner table to enjoy. Is that something okay that they recommend folks, even though we're not getting together in person, to be able to share their favorite dish with family members by taking it and delivering it to their doorstep?
Again, there should be very little risk in transferring the virus on food packaging or a food container of some sort. It is not a foodborne illness, and so the virus cannot live in food. And in fact, if it were somehow to get past your respiratory system into your digestive system, it would kill that virus. But what we want to avoid is that person-to-person respiratory droplet sort of contact. But a porch drop, I've heard, some people even maybe doing progressive dinners where you all, maybe on your porch you have the appetizer and someone else is dropping off, the dessert. And so you switch that up a little bit just to have, those favorite meals or parts of the meal that other family members make.
Yeah. So do you have any suggestions because I know it's breaking traditions for a lot of folks. Do you recommend folks plan ahead of time? In other words, you got to know what you're going to do before the day. So that way you're not going to go into this day being disappointed and having bigger expectations than what, than what is going to happen.
Absolutely. I think that can be a part of it. And, maybe it's just asking everyone in your household what's a way that they want to make sure they celebrate. And so if there's a certain piece of it that's really important to them, making sure that happens, or maybe for ourselves as well as smaller children, understanding that there may be some things that need to just be different this year. In so many ways, the pandemic has forced us to do things differently. But I have been pleasantly surprised on more than one occasion of how we have found the positives in that.
Yes.
So, okay, well, we can't do it this way, but perhaps, if we try it this other way, we might like parts of that better. So who knows, there could be a silver lining for us still.
Maybe something, and it's just a suggestion as well, I was just thinking about the folks could write a letter about that person and telling them what they're most grateful about them and who they are. I know some folks like to do that better via like social media or something, or on a phone and writing it, than in person. But this is a great way just to remind everybody, because of everything that we're going through, how appreciative they are of their family. And that can be maybe a new tradition that they begin this year. Anything else? Because we've got like a minute, Shannon.
Oh boy. Well, just like we said, sometimes, we do things different. It's okay to do things different. It's okay to have it different one year. It's not going to mean you can't go back to other traditions next year, but maybe this is time to throw tradition to the wind and try something completely new and fun. It's give yourself permission that it's okay to be different as well.
Awesome. I love that. And Shannon, do you have a very favorite down home moment you'd like to share with folks?
I love just the thought of my childhood growing up. I had a very loving family, older brother and 2 parents, and just the family time. We made our family dinner a daily thing, and that's a tradition that I try to carry into my family. Sometimes you're eating dinner really early because you have busy evenings, but it still makes that importance on the family.
I want to thank you so very much for taking the time to be with me. And I know you've got more meetings to get to, and I've got more folks to get to. I want to thank you, Shannon, for everything that you do and just keeping us educated in all that you do at OSU Extension right here in town.
Thanks for helping us spread that message.
Thank you. Blessings to you. Folks, I'm going to be right back. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help, but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board. Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all the stuff. And we looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the high school football game of the week. I'm Jared Stewart alongside Tim Shoemaker. Tonight, we've got a great one for you. The Blue Carroll Bulldogs. We had a great week of practice. Even in the rain and the weather, we had a great week of practice. Schneider, lots of running room to midfield. He's gone. Ryan Schneider down the near sideline for a touchdown for the Aces.
We have a hold on the offense, number 20. That penalty will be declined. They'll bring up 4th down.
And we're going to give you this game ball here because you're a Tiberios fan of the game. And thanks for being here, Jacob.
Thank you. The Polar Bears are your OAC tournament champions. First time since 2009. What an exciting finish for the Ohio Northern Polar Bears.
Very proud of this trophy because you've earned it.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have mentioned from time to time about a new project that I've been working on, and it is called Front Porch Sittin, and I'm here to share a little bit of it with you because I've got the full interview that is going to be available on Down Home with Tina YouTube channel, also my Down Home with Tina Facebook page, and you can listen and hear all of what multi-award winning bluegrass artist Donna Ulisse has to say about just some things that she's been going through in the last year with the pandemic and everything. But folks, Front Porch Sittin, just to briefly explain it to you, is something that I have been doing on and off since I was just a kid, and it started with my grandmother in Lancaster, her neighbor, Mr. Carlisle, when I want to say it was like probably when I started talking. I was very, very excited about getting the opportunity to talk with somebody else. He, I want to say, was one of my first friends. You know, I say that loosely because he was the neighbor fella. We would just be excited to see him and chat with him. Started doing it again, especially more so during the pandemic with my neighbors across the street. And I thought, I want to do a segment about Front Porch Sittin. I want to bring back a tradition, a pastime that folks just don't do anymore. And I wanted to include music in it because I love music so very, very much. So with that being said, this week and in a few, I think, coming weeks, we're going to end up having some folks on with you just to share with you, and we're going to do some Front Porch Sittin coming from Nashville. So coming up with me this week on the show, I've got multi-award bluegrass award winner Donna Ulisse, accompanied by her husband Rick Stanley from the famous Stanley family, and she's got a new album out, and the song that she's going to play is When I Go All Bluegrass on You. Sounds like a lot of fun? It was. Here she is, folks.
Well, I don't mind a country bar if they're playing Haggard and Jones, 'cause there's nothing like a steel guitar crying through every lonesome note. But I long to hear a tenor voice like Ricky when he's reaching for the sky, or a Martin in the hands of Del McCurry when he lets that G run fly. I love to hear a banjo ringing out. I love that doghouse bass in my face and a fiddle soloing loud. You'll watch my mountain heart melt right into when I go all bluegrass on you. Sometimes you'll find me in the mood for Ralph and Carter's Hills of Roane County, or maybe I'll go stepping to with Flat and Scruggs playing all around me. I might just climb up a rocky top to chase a little fox on the run. Then I'll have to hear Doyle Lawson and some Monroe before the night is done. I love to hear a banjo ringing out. I want that doghouse bass in my face and a fiddle soloing loud. You'll watch my mountain heart melt right into when I go all bluegrass on you. Oh, you'll watch my Blue Ridge heart melt